back to our Trini Reaction YouTube channel and hope you guys are doing good. Please stay home, stay safe. So guys, today we are going to do a reaction on a video by the name of Why Do Koreans Love Three Idiots movie, Korean reaction to Bollywood movie of India. And this video is being made by a YouTuber by the name of Kaiba Universe. She's going to explain to us why Koreans love this movie Three Idiots a lot. Even I was very curious to know. So recently, Jimin from BTS during his V Live, it's been 3 or 4 months. One of the fans asked him during V Live that which movies you've been watching recently, and he did mention the movie Three Idiots. Even in India, the director and everybody were very fascinated and very shocked that Jimin from BTS loved this movie. It's not just Jimin from BTS, overall Korea is very crazy about this movie, especially the youngsters. So we are going to find out why they are so crazy about this movie a lot. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Even like we all were, amazed, and we all want to know why is the thing so in our country. So let's find out. And also, if you are new to our channel, definitely do go ahead and click on the subscribe button.
And also do not forget to follow us on other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, obvious. And also guys, do watch this video till the end because together we are going to find out this.
Hello everyone, this is Kaiba. Namaste. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the reason why the Indian movie Three Idiots is really famous and really loved in South Korea. Quite a lot of you guys have heard that Three Idiots is famous in Korea. So you might think like, oh, maybe it was successful when it was released in Korea. You got it right. It was quite successful when it was first released in South Korea.
Okay.
2011.
But what I'm going to talk about today is quite different from that. The reason why Koreans love the movie Three Idiots is not just because, so I'll tell you the reason. Three Idiots is an educational movie in Korea. I'll tell you some about like 3 cases that I've heard. Like for me, I watched Three Idiots when I was like 14 to 15 years old. When I was in middle school. Maybe I was kind of 7th or 8th grade student. My science teacher, I remember, made us watch the movie Three Idiots during class. And my friend at the time, who went to another middle school in the different region, she told me that she watched the movie Three Idiots. Me and my friend, we both watched the movie during class. Recently, my nephew told me that she watched this movie during class. It was like 2019, like last year. She told me that her teacher showed her the movie during class. So it was kind of like 7 or 8-year-old movie, but the teachers are still showing it to their students. And you'll say like, okay, Kaheba, you and your friend and your nephew, maybe the teachers kind of went to the same university and maybe they both learned from the same professors to let their students show the movie Three Idiots. Maybe it was kind of like coincidence. But if you have the chance to meet a Korean, just try to ask them like, have you ever watched the movie Three Idiots? And they'll say yes or no. So if they say yes, then try to ask them like, didn't you watch that movie during class at school? At least one among 2 or 3 people were gonna say that, how did you know that? There are really a lot of Korean people who watched this movie during class at school, especially when they were a middle school student. Because I'll tell you the reason, like teachers can show some kind of videos during class because there are like televisions in each classroom that they can show any kind of videos. How come all the teachers know the movie Three Idiots, and why do you think the teachers of South Korea love to make their students watch the movie Three Idiots? Why do Koreans love this movie? I think there are about like 3 reasons. But basically, you should know this first. So basically, Koreans are interested in the education system of India, especially for mathematics and science. And we also feel that India is kind of similar with Korea because we kind of know that it is really competitive in India to get admission into a top university, which is similar with Korea. Because sometimes in Korea, in the news, I sometimes watch that nowadays India students are taking their Z exam. So I'll talk about 3 reasons about why Koreans love 3Ds, why 3Ds is really famous in Korea. So first, this movie is fun. They'll say like, okay, next. Listen, maybe the most famous scene is the scene where like Rancho, Parehan, and Raju, they were quite late for their test. So when they're finished with like solving their papers, when they were about to submit it to their professor, the professor tells them like, I cannot accept it because like you guys were late. And Rancho asked the professor like, don't you know my name? Don't you know who I am? And like in this way. And the professor was kind of like, why should I know your name? Like I don't know your name. And but Rancho asked like once again like, do you really don't know who I am? You said you don't know our names. And the professor, no. And then Rancho put their test papers like in the middle of any kind of random places and so that the professor wouldn't know which paper he shouldn't be grading. So that kind of sense was really fun to watch. I remember like after watching this movie, like me and my friends, for a while it was kind of a really popular meme in my school. It would just say like, all is well, and we kind of like laugh because we all know that we watched this movie together at school and we share the same experience. We know from which movie for which scene this music comes out, so we just laugh like as well like that. In this way, we like this movie. So this is the first reason. So the second reason, I think, I was quite surprised to realize that Indian students actually are really living really similar life with Korean students. Before my teacher told us that this is an Indian movie and you guys should know how hard the students in India are studying right now. I think that is the point where Koreans love this movie. And the third reason, I think personally, there are 3 idiots in this movie. Raju, Rancho, and Parhan. The Rancho is Amir Khan, the protagonist. But I think the character whom all the Koreans like the most, like personally I think, is Parhan. He's also an engineering student. He goes to the top engineering university in India. When Parhan was born, his father was looking at Parhan and he would say like, my son will gonna be an engineer. And I was like, it happens all the same in India too, because there are a lot of Korean parents who like to kind of decide on behalf of their children in case of their lifetime plan. Parhan realizes what he really should pursue for his life, like to become a photographer. He eventually got permission from his dad, and in the scene where he hugs his dad and his dad asked him like, my son, if you need any help, if you need any support, I will support you. And I remember like my friends were like, oh, like this, like we were like, wow, like this. We were like really like, good for Parhan that he is finally going to pursue his own dream. And I think at this point kind of became able to think like really voluntarily about our own future, because it was the case for me. And I watched that movie, I really felt like, what do I really like to do? Like, I think I remember thinking at that time as a 15-year-old student, like if you're like 15 or 14 years old, not many people will have the experience of thinking about their future really seriously. But I think that was maybe almost the first moment when I really got to think about what I really love to do. And at that point, I think I really felt like, I think I really love studying. I really feel happy when I study, like reading materials, like solving the problems. My future occupation should be accomplished by this type of studying. I felt like that. And I think it is still true till today. Never regret about my own decision because I'm really doing what I really want to do. I'm preparing for the law school because I'm a university student. I think the character Parhan is the most favorite character for Koreans. Of course, Rancho is also really an attractive character. Yeah, especially Rancho. A lot of students also love Rancho. But my personal opinion is that Koreans really loved Paruhan, the character. This movie really makes you think about your own future like voluntarily. This movie doesn't give you the message really straightly, like think about your future. It doesn't say like that. This movie just shows us the character Paruhan, what he finally chooses to do. And I think this is the reason why the teachers in South Korea love to show this movie, Three Idiots, to their own students. But this is like 3 hours movie and each class is about like 15 minutes. So we had to watch this for maybe 3 or 4 classes. In Korea, like the teachers would give you a paper and you will write down what you want to be and what your parents want you to be. Teachers would let us to do some research about dream profession. But I think this movie is like a lot more powerful than just letting the students fill in the papers. And I think this is the point why the teachers, the middle school teachers in South Korea, love this movie. Deep down for your heart, by yourself, we get to really think about what you really love to do. I think this is the reason why the teachers of South Korea love this movie and why this movie is so famous in Korea, because a lot of Korea's teachers know that Three Idiots is really educational, fun, and at the same time really effective for their students to let them think about their future without telling them write down the papers about your future profession. This is the reason why I thought that the movie Three Idiots is really popular, famous, and at the same time really loved by Koreans. Lastly, I would like to tell you, if you come to meet some Koreans, try to ask them, have you ever watched the movie Three Idiots? And if they say yes, to ask them, didn't you watch the movie at school? And they'll say, how did you know that? And you'll get to have a fun conversation. This is the end of today's video, and hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you in the next video.
Bye. It was good, informative. So yes guys, now we know the reason. We were curious back then, but now we know the reason, actual reason why they love Three Idiots, and that's good to know. Good to the teachers especially, good idea that they make them watch the movie first so that they get the gist of it, why, because without having what do you say, what do you call that word, giving a context, without knowing, if you just give a paper and ask somebody to just write, because those are young minds, they might just give a temporary dream or something, It's better to make them watch a movie about the profession that they would love to go for, their dream profession, and then they will take a wise decision, they'll take a firm and wise decision to actually look within themselves, their what their qualities are and which field they would love to go, and also keep in mind what their parents want them to be. So both the things, and take a decision accordingly. What do you think?
And also I love the way they have television in the classrooms.
Yes.
Wow, we don't even have
We
that.
don't have that. Yeah.
Exactly. And they said Korean education system, and Korean students and Indian students kind of have the same life. Well, I think it might be true, but somewhere I feel that I don't know exactly what is the education system or how students over there feel like studying in their own country. But in our country, in terms of science or mathematics, we do have really good universities and everything in our country. But when it comes to teaching, literary teachers don't teach us the way Korean teachers teach them.
Yes.
Or take students that seriously. Even I remember when we were in same school, so we were being taken to old age homes, and even young age homes as well.
Yes.
We've been taken to some such kind of places where they have such activities for
Social
orphan kids, or for some social related there are some places in Mumbai that we are being taken to visit as a student in
Yes.
In high school, you can say, in our secondary high school. So at that point, teachers just take us, they just make us visit there, and then we just get back, and then they don't, like help us realize. They don't interact.
They help us realize that
Yeah.
this was an important day of your life. I hope you guys understand. There's no conversation at all.
Yeah.
It's just that
They
we
don't take
just-
the topic
yeah,
ahead,
ahead.
to have a good interaction and to give the ideas a real idea about what that
Yes.
visit was.
Yes.
There's nothing as such. And also, one thing about this Three Idiot movie is that it is somewhat, I find this movie somewhat, having a similar content to Abdul Kalam, if you remember.
Yes.
That small guy,
Yes.
even that movie revolves around the topic of, importance of education.
Yes.
How that young boy, who is just working at a small,
Tea stall.
open tea stall in Rajasthan, and how that guy, inspired by Abdul Kalam, by the President Abdul Kalam, how when he wants to be one day like him, how he's struggling, how he's managing, to educate himself just by any
Right.
random books he comes across or something. So even I think this movie should also be famous there, because Abdul Kalam is being shown in Indian schools. It was even shown to a few of my friends in their school that I got to know. So I think this movie should be famous around the world. Abdul Kalam, My Name is Kalam.
My name is
My
Kalam.
Name is
Yes.
Kalam. Yeah, please do
Yes.
watch it, man. That is a funny, attractive, good movie.
Yes.
And one more thing I would like to mention, that I came across a video on Facebook and I got to know that the character of Rancho of Amir Khan is actually inspired by a real guy.
Scientist.
Yeah, a
in,
real scientist.
Yes, in the Kashmir,
Yeah.
which is Funsuk Wangdu. He's a famous scientist in India. He
Yes.
has many patents in his bags, and yes, he's quite famous, and he's still working with the climate crisis that we are facing in India, and especially in the north. So he's
Yes.
working over there, and yes, and I guess what I was more related to. There are three characters like Rancho, Raju, and Farhan. So obviously, people were able to relate to because as you guys know, there are lots of caste system in India and all. I guess more than us, Korea is much more developed country, and we are still developing. So I guess more than Farhan, most of people were majority of the people were relating themselves to Raju, right? Because
Exactly.
yes, his parents were not being able to afford for his fees and all. He wants to pursue his dream, but he was not able. He was struggling to pursue his dream. Then he was being made choose between his career or his friends, especially when you don't have that you have a financial issue back in the home, then you have to leave your friends behind. You just have to focus. There are people you'll meet on the path that make you feel to make give you choices. This is what or this, because you don't have money. In case of Rancho and in case of Farhan, I don't think so. They face that issue of a financial issue. What issue they faced was about okay, I have enough money. It's just that it's the career issue. It's the career problem which I need to choose. In case of Raju, he always had that pressure in back of his mind that I don't have money, so I have to make this. I have to make through this. That's what it's most of the Indian students that we go through.
To struggle to achieve our dreams, because we don't have any other option. If we have chosen this, we have to give 100% to this,
Because there is a lot of money our parents have put into, and we are not that rich or not that financially stable.
So definitely we need to make our own choices, and I love the way the teachers they show them the movie and ask them to write down what you really want to be, or
Yes.
what you really want to look up to yourself as a profession in future. All of that is really beautiful.
Yes.
And I hope such kind of highly tech education system comes up in India.
In India as well one day. Yes.
Definitely. So yeah, that was the video about.
Yes, guys, this was a reaction, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Keva Universe channel. And also, guys, if you like our video, then please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
And also please to give our video a big thumbs up. All Koreans out there, all is well.
Yes.
Please do give our video a big thumbs up, and also the link to our other reaction videos will be mentioned over there in the description box below, everywhere. So please don't forget to click on them and do check them out.
Yes. And we'll be coming up with more such reaction videos only for you guys. So then take care and be safe. See you guys in the next video. Annyeong. Trini reaction.